Well. Good afternoon, YouTube. This is Daily Stoic with your host, Jeffrey. Do you even journal, McCabe? I just wanted to touch on this. I got my journal out right in front of me. Oh, I got some cool stickers on it. This is my journal that I started, so I'm about here. I started this one January 23rd. The reason I bring this up, so if you're following this YouTube channel or if you check it in, whatever, a big part of this has been my sobriety journey. And I think I've started my first journal in this phase of journaling or phase of life, I guess, December 27th, 2023. It has been one of the best resources, tools I use to see how I'm feeling, write cool stuff down, get my emotions out on paper. I can go back and check how I was feeling. Like through my sobriety, I've been on and off marijuana, which I know, I get it. But it's one of those things where I can go back and look and like, oh, I can see where when I was smoking, I wasn't feeling good, or when I wasn't smoking, I was, etc. Like I can check how I was doing, check the temperature, or check my emotions in real how I was feeling that day. So I just wanted to touch on that. Journaling is a great tool. I try to do it every day. Since I went back to work, it's really slowed down. Before that, I would first thing in the morning journal, sometime in the afternoon, and sometime before bed. You can list things you're grateful for, your intentions for that day, to-do list. If you're somebody, who's, struggles keeping your shit together or keeping your stuff organized, journaling is great. Anyways, that is my little rant for journaling. As always, reading the Daily Stoic, 366 Meditations on Wisdom, Perseverance, and the Art of Living by Ryan Holiday and Stephen Hasselman. As I say every single time, if you don't know what Stoicism is, get out of here, go Google it. I promise you, you'll find amazing information. YouTube, Google, anywhere you look up, any search engine you use, just type in Stoicism. I'm almost guaranteed you'll find something by Ryan Holiday. And then come back and join me on my journey as I make my way through the Daily Stoic every day with you guys here on YouTube. It is an amazing tool. It is an amazing thought experiment, something to check in with, something to practice. So it's helped me immensely, and I hope it helps you. April 19th, our sphere of impulses. Epictetus says we must discover the missing art of ascent and pay special attention to the sphere of our impulses, that they are subject to reservations, to the common good, and that they are in proportion to actual worth. Marcus Aurelius, Meditations 11.37. Oh, that's what I wanted to say about journaling too. Marcus Aurelius, who is maybe written the best Stoic book, it was Meditations, but it was a journal. It was a self-reflection. He didn't write it to be published. So you never know what you might get in your journal. Here we have the emperor, the most powerful man in the world, quoting in his diary the wisdom of a former slave. And from what we know, Marcus might have had direct notes from Epictetus' lecture via one of his former students. That wisdom was ultimately about surrender and serving the common good, about the limits of our power and importance of checking our impulses, something every person in authority needs to hear. Power and powerlessness seem so rarely to enter the same orbit, but when they do, it can change the world. Think about President Abraham Lincoln meeting with, corresponding with, and learning from Frederick Douglass, another former slave of considerable wisdom and insight. In any case, all those men lived by the principles expressed here, that in our lives, whether we're experiencing great power or powerlessness, it's critical to leave room for what may happen and keep the common good and the actual worth of the things front and center. And above all, be willing to learn from anyone and everyone, regardless of their stature in life. Oh, I like that last part. Somebody can teach you, anybody can teach you something, right? And don't be so high and mighty that you don't think you can learn from the girl that works at Walmart, or perhaps a man on the street. That reminds me, there's a guy in downtown Hamilton. I haven't seen him in a while. I call him the banjo guy. I forget his real name. But he would sit close to Jackson, plays banjo. He's busking for money, and I would stop and talk to. He's got wicked up, like full tattoos. He's got crazy piercings. And when I was volunteering and doing all this stuff downtown last year, I would stop and talk to this dude like every day. Super, super intelligent, emotionally intelligent, aware of his surroundings, like very, very intelligent dude. And I would just stop and, hey man, I got this going on. What do you think about this? And he would always have these answers. But then we would chop it up. We would talk. I'd tell him what I was up to, tell him what I thought. And we created this friendship. Well, the last time I seen him, I had kind of stopped going down there as much. And I got off, I think I was still taking the bus. Yeah, I hadn't got my car yet. So I'd kind of like slowed down going down there. I hadn't seen him for a while. And man, when I seen this dude this next time, he like, and this is how I knew we'd become like these side quest friends, right? Because we weren't buddies. I never went with him anywhere. We'd just stop and talk to him on the street. He'd literally sit there, give him a smoke, we'd shoot the shit, whatever. And this dude got up and hugged me, man. He was so excited to see me. He said, man, I haven't seen you in a while. How are you? And that's cool, man. And that the whole point is like, that dude would teach me shit every time I spoke to him. And he's just some dude busking on the street. You wouldn't, if you were in a judgy place or you didn't want to bother, you would just kind of like, man, whatever, But super intelligent, like I said, emotionally intelligent. He'd been through a lot. He had done a lot of therapy. You could tell he was very, very smart. From what I could tell, he was fairly sober. I think he probably smoked weed or something, but I'd ask him questions about relationships and sobriety. I'd ask him about all kinds of stuff. He was an amazing dude. So shout out to the banjo guy. I hope I see him soon. I haven't seen him in a while. I just asked the guy down there. I was like, where's banjo guy? He's like, he got in a couple beefs and I haven't really seen him around. So hope he's doing well. Shout out to the banjo guy. But yeah, your desires as well, right? Like like I said, Stoicism lends itself to sobriety so much. There's so much in the Stoic philosophy that is taught in any therapy or sober living. You'd be amazed how much is really relative. But controlling your desires and making sure that they're for the common good, not just selfish desires, right? And that doesn't have to be drugs, but it could be anything, right? Like rich and powerful people tend to just do whatever the fuck they want all the time. And if you don't keep that in check, no matter how rich you are, if you're not well, if you're not doing good, and if you just give in to every impulse and every desire, well, you know the end result of that. You'll be sick from it. Yeah, you might be able to sustain it if you got money for a while, right? You'll be a little bit better off than someone who doesn't. But what good is it? What's good all that money if you're not well? What good is being rich if you're a piece of shit? And the same thing for like people that don't have money. Like continue to try to be a good person. Improve yourself every single day. Love, hope, faith. I'll catch you guys tomorrow. Peace.